Ayo cheese addicts, I'm gonna show you how to make this gateway cheese of all cheeses so that you never run low on your own supply. In fact, you should only trust your own supply. This gateway cheese is mozzarella. It's the perfect beginner's introductory cheese into the world of cheese making. Your main ingredient is a gallon of whole milk. Now, it's known that the best mozzarella comes from raw unpasteurized milk, but if you're like me and you don't live next to a farm and you don't have a cow out back, regular pasteurized milk is second best. Just make sure it's not ultra pasteurized because that is not gonna work. You ain't gonna get no cheese. So get this kind. You'll also need a half cup of water that's divided into 2 separate bowls. So this one has a 1/4 cup and this one has a 1/4 cup. What helps transform the milk into cheese is first some citric acid. Now this is what helps the milk coagulate, followed up by an enzyme called rennet. I have some vegetable rennet here, and that's what's gonna help, gather those proteins from the milk and form curds. You ever hear curds and whey? What's that nursery rhyme? Eating her curds and whey. An instant read thermometer really comes in handy, so I highly recommend getting a digital one like this because you're gonna need to read the temperature about 3 times. In this first bowl, add your citric acid. Make sure it all dissolves. In the other bowl, add a teaspoon of rennet. Make sure that gets really mixed as well. I'm now ready to heat up my milk, but an important note to add here, when you're choosing a pot, use a non-reactive metal. So I have some nonstick here. Another good choice is stainless steel. Don't turn on the heat yet. Just pour it into the pot. Now stir in the citric acid solution and just mix it up for about 30 seconds. Turn your burner on medium. You need to get this to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so use your thermometer and keep your eye on it. You keep stirring because you want the heat to equally distribute. It's been a couple of minutes. You see that the milk has really coagulated here. And right there, we hit 90. And this is when the rennet solution goes in. Just gently pour it over the back of your spoon and stir it up, only for a few seconds. And then, look at that, almost immediately it starts to form curds. Cover it up, leave it there for at least 10 minutes. Go walk away, read a book. That way it can do its thing and form these curds. Exciting things are happening. It's been about 10 minutes and I grabbed my offset spatula. If you have anything long like this, that's sharp like a knife, go ahead and use it. To test if your curd is ready, now you see I'm going along the edge and it looks like it formed one mass here. It should also resemble something like silken tofu or custard. That's how you know it's ready. Now you're gonna go in with the intention of creating a grid-like pattern. It's okay if it's not forming a perfect grid like this, as long as you're going all the way to the bottom and cutting through large squares of curd, you're fine. So I'm going one way like this and one way like this. Now, this goes back onto the heat. Now we need to gently stir around the liquid. It's very important not to break up the curd, and we need to bring this up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, it just looks sort of like cottage cheese or ricotta, but very soon you will see it will be mozzarella. It is now 105. I've turned off the heat, so I'm going in with this little fine mesh strainer, trying to drain as much of the way out as possible. It helps to push the liquid out with clean hands, of course. And in a bowl with a bigger strainer, pop that there so you can continue draining. There we go. Now I'm gonna pop this right into this microwave safe bowl. This is gonna get zapped for about a minute. I'm gonna take it out, drain any excess whey, and then pop it back in for about 35 seconds until it reaches 135 degrees. That is its ultimate temperature for stretching. First, strain out of the microwave. Before you pop it back in, knead it at least 2 or 3 times and squeeze out as much whey as possible. Oh, excuse me, I had some beans for lunch. Second time out of the microwave, give it another squeeze. And at this point, you could even stretch it a bit. Look at that. All right, last time, let's do a temperature check here. Okay, 135. It might be a little bit warm to the touch, so be careful. But now you've got to knead it and stretch it. Look at that. Now's a good time to add a little bit of salt. You just knead that in, fold it a few times, add a little more salt, and just do this until it becomes smooth and glossy. There we go. I'm just tucking it in onto itself to make a little cute mozzarella baby. Oh, I can't wait to eat you. Now, as for all this leftover whey, don't throw it out. You can use it for other recipes like bread because of all the protein. The final step is to place it in an ice bath so it can firm up. I can't stop staring at it. It's truly one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. All right, let's cut into it. Now, if you didn't want to serve this immediately, you could store it in the fridge in a container with some of that whey. You can mix in a little salt if you wanted. And soft. And there you have it, fresh, homemade mozzarella cheese. You can sprinkle this on your favorite dishes or just eat it straight up like I will. I hope you guys give this a try. I'll see you next time. Remember to just eat life, aka cheese.